All right, so happy Thursday. Today's math lesson is classifying plane shapes. So this is going to involve a lot of problem solving and a lot of focus and looking back on what we've learned this week about different types of quadrilaterals. Sorry, I have a cough. All right, so let's read the essential question. How can you use the strategy draw a diagram to classify plane shapes? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to be using a diagram, specifically a Venn diagram, which we have used so many times this year. But let's do a quick reminder. A Venn diagram shows how sets of things are related. In the Venn diagram at the right, one circle has shapes that are rectangles. Shapes that are rhombuses are in the other circle. The shapes in the section where the circles overlap are both rectangles and rhombuses. What type of quadrilateral is in both circles? So, after I read that, what do I need to find? I need to find what type of quadrilateral is in both circles. All right, now what information do I need to use? So I'm going to be looking at the circles labeled rectangles and rhombuses. So rectangles and rhombuses. All right, how am I going to use this information now to figure out what is in the overlapping circle? Well, I am going to describe, I will describe the shapes in the section that overlaps by their sides and angles, so I can rename shapes. Here you go, take a peek. I will describe the shapes in the section that overlaps by their sides and angles, so I can rename shapes. All right, now we want to look back on this sheet again, the one that we ripped out from the other day, the classifying quadrilaterals. This again is going to be your best friend, it's going to help you out. So, it says, what is true about all quadrilaterals? All right, so we know that all quadrilaterals have 4 sides and 4 angles. They have 4 sides and 4 angles. And we know that if we look at here, they all have 4 sides and they all have 4 angles where those 2 points meet. A shape that wouldn't have angles would be like a circle. Which quadrilaterals always have 2 pairs of opposite sides that are parallel? So look here. Doesn't say anything under quadrilateral about parallel lines here. trapezoid. Doesn't say anything about two parallel lines, but it has one. But we know that a rectangle has two pairs of opposite sides that are parallel. A square has opposite sides that are parallel. And a rhombus has two pairs of opposite sides that are parallel. So we know that a rectangle that was sloppy. Rhombus and a square always have two pairs of opposite sides that are parallel. You guys, when we're working on these kinds of problems throughout this chapter, it is okay to go back to the sheet. Sometimes even I need to go back just to double check and to make sure. This sheet is here to help you. All right, which quadrilaterals always have four sides of equal length? So I know that, again, sides that have equal length. Does a trapezoid? Nope. Does a rectangle? Yes. Does a square? Yes. And does a rhombus? Hold on here. Oh, sorry. A rectangle does not. I am so sorry. A rectangle only has two. I knew that. Silly mistake here. So two sides that are of equal length for a rectangle. A square has two sides, or all sides that are of equal length, and a rhombus. So a square and a rhombus both have four sides that are of equal length. Alright, now the next question is, which quadrilaterals always have four right angles? So, we know that they all have angles, right? They all have angles, but which ones always have right angles? Four right angles. Remember, a right angle is an angle that is perfect 90 degrees. So I know that not a trapezoid, because those, we don't see that here, but a rectangle and a square do. So the quadrilaterals in the section where the circles overlap always have two pairs of opposite sides that are parallel. So, so we see that here. They have two sides that are parallel, two pairs. They have how many sides of equal length? We know that in this, oops, I didn't even go up here to show you guys the first one. So right here, we see that there are two pairs that are parallel, right here, here, and right here. Equal length. All of these sides are equal in this shape, in this quadrilateral, and all of these sides are equal in this quadrilateral. So there are four sides of equal length, and they all have that perfect right angle. So there are four right angles. So what shape is in each circle? So let's go back to our sheet. What has two pairs of opposite sides that are parallel? Well, we know not a trapezoid, but a rectangle, square, and rhombus do. Four sides of equal length. That leaves us down to square and rhombus, and four right angles. that leaves us with a square. So this is kind of fun. It's kind of like a riddle that you're solving, or just a fun puzzle. So we figured out, based off of all these things we've learned, that this is a square. Yes, it would be easy for you to say, well, I know that's a square, but we need to find that proof based off of the sides and angles that this is a square. Okay, so now go ahead and try this problem on your own and the share and show page. And if you're really feeling a big challenge today, go ahead and try the next page that's on your own.